So, wait. Let me think about this. Like to maybe have like a gain back like the same question that I had from before. Or, like, do you think like you could just expand on?
You said they have these stickers. They're like propaganda stickers, and I'm just gonna take these ones and do this thing like that, and it's like fuck you, and then all the kids are gonna be like, oh yeah, we can't get enough of the stickers, and then like it'll just be like that.
Okay, so to clarify this, what I was trying to say was that the stickers that I have that like are waste, like can be collected, and then you can use that sticker to make it just a sticky for they cut out these incense like different Indian mythology figures, you know, and then they give them to the little kids, and the little kids, they just like they eat them up because it's like, and Suman really like they cherish these pictures or whatever.
Oh, their children?
No, the Aquavita customers.
Oh.
It's very bizarre.
That is bizarre.
But it works. It works.
What, to get
and so like the idea of
parents to buy incense, or for the parents to worship different religions?
I think for them to like practice yoga.
Like a high pressure sales pitch for the children. Like my mother would like get people's children to accept Jesus, and then the children will pressure the parents. That's like the best way to get converts, is to convert the children first, and they'll just fucking hassle the shit out of their parents until their parents change religions.
So didn't I have a great idea though? Isn't it like, do you think it's like pretty good?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. But okay, let me like ask you a question though. Okay, here. You can turn the table on me. I want to ask you a question. Okay, do you have any questions for me to like maybe tell me like?
Do you want this camera to see you?
I don't care.
There's a light if you want to turn on a light.
You can move a light. Do you need to move a light? I don't really give a fuck.
No.
I'm filming you too.
I know.
So. But
I want to ask questions about loyalty. What do you think it means to be a loyal friend? No. What kind of loyalties do you think you have to your family members that exceed the loyalties that you have to your friends? Or are there any?
I don't think there's a difference between my family and my friends. You know? And so I just really kind of.
Can you pull your chair up?
I just go upon my own.
Lift up your ass.
I'll just like get on the street.
Yeah. Stay here. Sit there. No, I had a really nice shot.
It doesn't matter.
I had a beautiful shot. Turn the light off and sit there.
But everything changes every time. Like, it doesn't matter what you do.
Come on. So anyway, you don't think there's a difference between family and friends?
That's, I think, what I said. My book's coming along pretty good.
So the question is, do you have a different loyalty to your family than you do to your friends?
Do I? And then I said that it's all the same.
Yeah.
And is that it? Did I? Is that all you need, though?
No, I want to know, at what point does your loyalty to your family overturn Your loyalty to your friends. So let's say your friend owes your sister $1,600. Should you stop being friends with that person who owes your sister money?
Depends on how I feel about the whole situation, I think.
Right.
You know, and I love my sister a lot too, and,
So
I'm pretty protective actually.
Would you tell that person, would you tell the sister how you feel about it? You said it depends on how you feel about it. Would you make those feelings known as regards influencing your friendship?
With my sister?
Yeah.
I think like that all depends on like my relationship with my sister, like how good it is. Both of my sisters, you know, there's one, my Kathleen, like we don't get into it because like we both like kind of, because we've like gotten into it and we both don't back down, and so it's gonna be like really bad. And my sister, my younger sister, we've made up, you know, of like I treated her really bad, you know, and like I was like really kind of like modeling my father a lot, and he had really abusive behaviors, and so they've had like a lot of problems trying to separate, like, and him from me, you know. But yeah, we've become friends, more like friends, and so that's really awesome. Like we play music. Where my older sister, she's like really fixed on like a whole other, you know, like set of. It just like we love each other, and like we used to talk a lot. Like she was like my best friend, my first ever best friend, because like she was my big sister, and so that was awesome. Like she was like the first person I knew, like as like kind of like a kid or whatever, and so which is like pretty awesome, you know. She's just like just a couple years older than me, but you know, we had a falling out or something, like, you know, became friends with all these other people, and so we don't like communicate so much because like she's just like, you're weird, you know, and or something like that. You know, I miss her a lot. It's a lot of fun. Like, it's always like, see, I love this, like, because it's like, it brings all these different characters together, like a big family, and like the Statue of Liberty with like one foot on some kind of institution with a flag and a flower, giant flowers, and like then the other foot on this like phallic building. And in that is like on the outside in the courtroom, in the guarding court is the courtroom where there is these characters from before. Not Lynn, but she could be like that person there, but just an extension of that. And then there's the other characters established from before with the robot who was actually like this. It was developed by like Honda, where they were like developing this robot, and like the way I drew him was with a big smiley face and he's a square. He almost looks like just a giant cell phone or something. And then there's the other character with the mullet. But I like this because the concept of it is like bringing all of them together, you know, like it's always been like a constant thing. And so that's a problem with family, because like they're all family. So it's the giant global warren. The global warren. Let's see, then there's the. Do you remember this? This was at the restaurant at this is at the restaurant that we went with Michael and Ya.
Mhm.
And so we were there, and then Allie came around, and she was like, she's cool, and I never introduced, like, hey, this is Ya, this is my friend Diana. Like, I didn't know any of you people, and I was like, so this is me saying, hey Allie, this is Diana, this is Mike, this is Ya, and like it's like, alright, everybody's smiling, rock and roll, and there's the world's inside, the world's our table, they're sitting at the table, and so then we're all smiling, and then like this is what happens, like, I guess she becomes pregnant, or somebody else becomes pregnant, and like, then there's like some kind of letting something evacuate, and then there's like a giant claw with a ring, and like thumbs up, and then the other person has a claw.
Letting something evacuate? Is that the baby?
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah, it's a baby.
Yeah, but it has a smile on the.
It's a baby.
And then like I had language, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? And so I took away my language, because it doesn't fucking matter, and they have a cell phone though, so it's alright. And then there's, that's what the thing develops into.
Oh.
And there's the world of the table, and there's the mother, or something, maybe. And then it like matures. See, there's consciousness. See consciousness, and then. It's like, what's up? what's beneath the fibers? See, and then I was like watching Persona. It was like, that's fucking doing it. And so I went to the eye, and then you transferred into like the face, and then the face got older, and like, and then under the face is like. And I was like then developing like this like face where it's gonna be like this skeleton thing is gonna be moving these things over here, and they were gonna be not like chess pieces, but I forget what. I'll remember it again. It was like. But it just has to get to there. It's so easy, like, cause oh yeah, he's gonna be moving these things, or like then he's gonna be like watching a TV that's happening. I think like I want him to like kind of like move, like something else, but it could totally happen. But it doesn't have to. It was just like, you know, I'm pretty fucking smart. You know, with like doing something like this, it's fucking pretty fucking cool, I think. Like, you know, it's something that like you don't get to see every day, and so that's pretty awesome, right? Thanks. And I didn't buy this book. I don't even know where you got it, but it's fucking amazing.
IKEA.
Oh man, that store.
I got it when IKEA first opened, and they sold these in packs of like 4 for $1. So we would buy like packages of these things because we were gonna make them into other things. Like we were gonna paint on them and stuff, and then resell them as art. So they used to sell like 4 of them for a fucking $1. Like it might have come 2 and a 2 for $1. They were like 50 cents each.
So you used to make things out of these books? Did you do it?
I made a lot of stuff to sell. Like I would make little notebooks and put little shit on them. That's what, you know, decoupage or paint or whatever. I would just like paint something on the cover and then change the price. Because that's how you market and make money making your art. Is by, I would have handmade books, which I actually have done too, but hand making books is more expensive than 50 cents. So I was hand making books, and then I was like, oh, now they have all these like prefab, whatever the fuck, made things that cost less than just making it yourself.
So you used to sell a lot of these?
No, but I would sell stuff to Bohemia, but she would sell my stuff.
Did you ever make something like this then?
No, because it wasn't about making the inside for me. It was about letting other people make the inside. It's like what I do with my journal.
Did you ever see what somebody made out of these?
No.
That's cool.
So, can I tell you this horrible story?
Did you draw it?
No.
Oh.
Can I tell it?
Yeah, sure.
So, we would have a critique. After I made this, we had a critique. And it was like 2 doors down from my studio.
Maybe I could draw it.
So I would take my little stool. I would carry my little stool around to all the critiques that were near mine and sit on the stool, because otherwise you have to sit on the floor. So I bring the little stool into Lindsay's studio, and I set the stool down and I set my journal on it. And then I walk around her studio and look at her stuff, and she has a lot of really weird, very subtle sculptures made of trash sort of things. It's very subtle. Like, she has a broken mirror on the floor in the corner. And then she has like this piece of wire hanging out of the wall. And so I have my little stool and this sitting on top of it, and the guy who's like who is sort of like really dismissive of me, one of them, actually the one who shouted at me in my critique, someone says something, they like they have like a conversation, a cross, a back and forth. And then he says, oh, is that yours? Yeah, we didn't know if it was part of the art. Could you get that out of there? So, like, they asked me to move my stuff, which is fine. But, like, it was just weird, and, like, that's totally stuck with me, because this is so clearly not part of her work. So it was really weird, and I feel sort of persecuted by them in this weird way, like that. Like that, because I had my little chair there, they would make me move it just because it's not a part of their own little weird club. So it's very strange. Because there were like 4 of us who weren't a part of their little club. Lindsay was one of those people, and I really liked her. But, yeah. So that's the story. They were like, oh yeah, is that yours? Could you move it? That's the story. You want me to keep recording?
Yeah. It's pretty good. So, I don't know about a picture from that one. That's pretty weird. What do you think about, like, making an establishing shot for that thing? How do you see it?
Everything.
Is it everything from your own point of view? Like, are you, like, enter the void?
Everything in my mind about the exchanges that I have with these people in the studio is just so much about them being a clump. and that their power is generated by the fact that they are a body of 5 people all glommed together. That they're like one body that counts for 5 folks.
I wonder if I could ever get to, like, not have to take this fucking drawing classes. I don't know.
Do you have to take drawing classes?
I was just thinking for, like, animation. It was just awesome if
you have to take drawing classes for animation?
Yeah.
Is that why you don't want to do it?
That's why I don't want to, because I don't want...
How many drawing classes is it?
You have to take a lot. Like, I took 1, then you have to take the figure drawing, then you have to take an intermediate drawing, and then you can finally take basic animation. It's 2 more fucking classes. It's just like, I just don't want to do it.
But if you want the fucking degree, I mean,
yeah.
It's like,
so that's
really, I mean,
so
the
fucking
reason,
retarded.
This is, you know, I decided to do a 2nd degree because it was like a quarter of the money I'm already spending. It will cost me a quarter more. You know, I'm like, if you already spent 75 cents, you might as well fucking spend the extra quarter, right? To get a 2nd degree. It's an extra year. I'll be 41 when I graduate. Having 2 degrees can only help me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm gonna get out of school and then later on be like, oh, I want to go get my MA, because later on is 60, you know? Or 50 even. I guess, like, if you think about that in 5 years, I guess it's really just kind of like, well, what do you want to do? I mean, do you want to have a job? What's your objective for getting the degrees that you're getting? What is the value of money to you? What is the value of having multiple job options? Is it about learning new skills? Is it about having paperwork that says you're skilled in this way? You know? I mean, I feel like degrees really both. Like, for me, I'm getting skills, and I'm happy to learn those skills. Like, I'm happy to say I don't know anything, and I would like help learning things. If I had to take a bunch of drawing classes in order to do the 2nd degree, I probably would have done it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if it was just about 2 more drawing classes...
I just don't want to learn. I don't want to learn, like, that fucking stuff. Like, I don't like it.
Well, maybe you should think about...
That's just...
Why? Like, what your... I mean...
What my hang-ups are?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just about your fucking ego. You don't want to be classically trained, and you have, like, all this, like, ego shit around refusing to be classically trained.
I do.
Yeah. So, like, what is that worth? I mean, is that worth undermining... So this is it. Like, degrees are about other people giving you jobs. Or they're about other people being able to recognize what you can do just by looking at a piece of paper. Right? So, I mean, I think you should get a fucking animation degree because that's why you came here. And I think that you're already way beyond the avoiding classical training. We're both anarchists, right? Like, we both have sort of an anarchist aesthetic, and sort of like an anti-hierarchical aesthetic, and classical training is all about hierarchy, and it's all about tradition and domination. So I understand why you would be invested in not being classically trained, but that's what your school is going to require. But I mean, are you enjoying Soundtrack Pro?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you would like really enjoy learning animation if you can just get over that fucking hump. And then if you have it, you just have a piece of paper that says you have certain skills, and then people are like, oh, you have certain skills. And I've been thinking about this lately, that like all these little fucking prissy bitches I'm in school with right now who belong to this fucking clump, and they're like arrogant, pompous pieces of asshole, those people, they're all like sculptors and photographers and stuff, and I'm like, I'm getting trained in film. And you know what? Fuck you. Like, I'm gonna be able to work when I get out of school. All you're gonna be able to do is try and fucking kiss ass to a bunch of goddamn galleries and try and get representation. But I'll actually have skills that are like applicable to trades, you know, like film, video, editing, marketable skills. Not like, I can make a really beautiful 4x4 format photograph, 4 1/4, like with the negative this big, and make a really pretty print if I have special circumstances and chemicals to do it. But outside of those circumstances, I can't do anything at all except make art, call it art. Anyway, so I felt good about that. I think you should do it. Just because you might as well. Really, that's my position. My position is, why the fuck not? Like, what else are you gonna do? If you finish your fucking degree in marketing, then what are you gonna do? Right? You might as well fucking finish your other degree. Like, what? That's what I think. I'm just like, really? What? Am I like super anxious to get back into the world of work? Like, what's the... School is a fucking luxury. I think you should take advantage of it. I think you should take as much advantage of the luxury while you can. What's that?
What does it look like?
I don't know.
It
like
looks
skeleton.
Fucking awesome is what it looks like, right? It's fucking kick ass.
It's like Legos. Your battery is blinking on here.
Good.
It's a skeleton. It's that Spike Jonze movie. The legs.
Well, you want to talk about the Spike Jonze movie? Isn't that awesome? I don't think it's a Spike Jonze movie. It's
I just saw the leg. It looks like his legs are missing.
In my mind, I see like there's like these chess figures on top of like a skateboard, and like these are his legs behind there, and there's his hips, there's his rib cage, that's his like backbone going up, and there's the bones of his with gloves on, and he's moving and that's the top hat transformed from like the Abraham Lincoln, because you're talking about hats, like all change of hats, you know, and so he changed his hat from a cowboy hat to an Abe Lincoln hat, and then he's playing with the figures on top of the skateboard.
In a hat.
I think that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm not sure about other people though.
So what, this or getting another degree?
This.
Oh.
This fucking book.
Nothing. You aren't really attached to people getting it, right?
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's always interesting what people say about this stuff.
Yeah.
You said some interesting things
And
too.
part of your objective in that piece specifically is about the fact that no one gets the same thing. I think Ashley made a good suggestion when she suggested that you start in the middle sometime. Like have someone open to a page and start reading from there. Different from starting at the beginning. Loyalty. You know, the funny thing about loyalty is that, like, trust, it's not a thing you just get. It's a thing you earn. And my sister does not act loyal to me. She never has. She's never had loyalty to me. So I don't know why all of a sudden that's like a thing that